Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Chilltown Hoops. I'm your host, Jermaine. The youngsters call me OG. My friends call me J-Dub. Let's get to it. You ever drying clothes, and once you finish drying the clothes, you take the clothes out of the dryer, and there's a $20 bill crumpled up. You're like, oh, man, where'd this come from? I didn't know I had that. Like you're paying bills, and you allot money for this, and you allot money for this, and then you realize, where'd this extra $300 come from? And it's legit too, by the way. It's not like you stole it or it just came out of the sky. You've always had it. You just kind of forgot that it was there. Like, oh, where'd this extra $300? Oh, that's right. I did forget I had that. That's who Andrew Wiggins is. Andrew Wiggins is that $20 that's crumpled up in the dryer. He's that extra $300 that you forgot that you had. I mean, we're talking about a guy in Andrew Wiggins who, before he got to Golden State, he averaged 20 a game. Not one season. For his career, he was a 20 a game guy. He could score it with the best of them. I had expected a lot more from him defensively because when he was coming out of college, I saw the athleticism. And I'm a huge advocate that an athlete, if you're an athlete, you should be an all-league defender. Especially an elite wing athlete. So guys like Andrew Wiggins, James, Scottie Pippen, that's who I saw him as. Not LeBron James good, but I thought that he could be, in terms of a defender, I thought he could be Scottie Pippen good. And the fact that I never saw him, and we're in year 8 now, that I never saw him on an all-league defensive team was really surprising to me considering the athlete that he is. So when I saw last night the game plan, that was very refreshing to me because I'm looking at a guy in Andrew Wiggins who's not an underrated defender. No, he is not. Because underrated means he's not rated as high as he should be. He's not a consistent defender. He can absolutely defend with the best of them when he applies himself to doing it. And since we're on the subject of defending, the thing that you have to do with scorers is you got to put them on the defense. And I thought that the Golden State Warriors did a great job at that with Luka. Go after him. And Wiggins did that early. Curry didn't come out sharp. Clay didn't come out sharp. You know, we're talking about a guy in Curry who 1 for 5 to start the game. Klay Thompson was 0 for 4 in the first half. But Wiggins was super sharp early. So in addition to him picking up, or the pickup point being higher at 90 feet and doing his best to keep the ball away from Luka so Luka doesn't get into any sort of rhythm, in addition to doing that, he went after him on the defensive end, on the offensive end. And that's a big deal because when you put a scorer on the defense, well, not only do you disrupt their rhythm, you disrupt everybody else's rhythm because they play off of him. Which would explain why Bullock didn't get going early. Which would explain why Jalen Brunson didn't get going early. Because those guys play off Luka. Luka is their guy. And when Luka's not going, it's very difficult for those guys to get going. You know, you look at a guy in Reggie Bullock who's a long ball shooter. That's his game. He's a D&3 guy, right? Him and Finney Smith, they're both D&3 guys. But they rely heavily on Luka to get them going. And if Luka's not going, those guys aren't creating offense for themselves. They rely on Luka to get them going. So when I look at where they get their shots from, a lot of their shots were either the long ball line or it was at the basket. There was nothing in between. And the reason why it was nothing in between is, like I just said, Finney Smith and Reggie Bullock are not guys who are going to create shots. Jalen Brunson is going to create shots for himself in the mid-range. Not a lot, but in the mid-range. He's going to create shots for himself. Those other two guys, they're not going to be able to do that because that's not their role. I'm a D&3 guy. That's what I do. Now, I also thought that it was a good thing how the Golden State Warriors rebounded the basketball. I mean, they destroyed them on the defensive glass. I mean, they out-rebounded them by almost 20. That means that's a lot of one-and-done shots. So you can't really get a rhythm offensively if it's one and done. I thought Curry did a good job in being on the backboard, which that was a pleasant surprise because offensively he didn't get going early. So he was doing other things to get himself, not just to get himself, to get his crew involved. I mean, he had 5 rebounds in the first quarter and 3 assists. So if I'm not shooting the basketball, I'm not completely useless. I am going to get on the backboard. I'm going to be a playmaker. I'm going to be a distributor, which he did. And that helped him out tremendously. I caught a lot of heat about, Klay Thompson wasn't that good. Klay Thompson needs to get better. Well, Klay Thompson, the reason why he wasn't good early, you only looking at him shooting the basketball. Take that off the table for a second. Even though Klay Thompson is a shooter, Klay Thompson is a defender. And I thought he did a great job in taking Reggie Bullock out of the game. I thought he did a great job when he was switching and forcing Finney into tough shots. I thought he did a great job at that. Now, his shooting suffered early, but he got it going later. He was 7 for 9 in the second half. And his shots came in the mid-range. That's how he got himself going. Then he pushed himself back out. They got a lot of their offense generated in transition, which would explain why Draymond did what he did. I mean, they got 76 points from their starters. And the 76 points that they got from their starters, a lot of that came in transition. A lot of one-and-dones, a lot of bad shots from Dallas because, like I said, they're getting their shots. They're getting their shots either in the long. They're either getting their shots in the long ball or at the basket. There's nothing in between. So long rebounds means transition. And Dallas's transition defense was not very good last night. It wasn't very good at all. Absolutely. So I thought that Wiggins gave them the spark that they needed. And not only did he give them the spark that they needed offensively and defensively, he also gave them the game plan moving forward. We're going to do our best to keep Luka off balance. We're going to do our best to take the ball out of Luka's hands and keep him in, because Wiggins is athletic enough where we could keep him and Luka in one-on-one situations. And if Luka is going to shoot the ball from 26 feet, from 27 feet, from 25 feet, tip your hat. Tip your hat. And when he's coming downhill, what we're going to do is we're going to do our best to just jump him, but then recover, like they were doing, And I thought that they did a really good job at that, And they defended the long ball better than anybody that I had seen. I mean, I think they held Dallas to 23% on the long ball last night, which is really good, which is absolutely something that they need to continue to do. So I don't expect this series to be quick work. I don't. And I'm not going to sit here and go, I think Golden State is going to beat these dudes in 5 or 6. No, I think this could be a 6-game series. And I can't, as good as those young guys are that Dallas has, as good as Luka is, I can't bet against those vets in Golden State. I can't do it. Because they've been there. They've been here too many times, and they've proven over the years that we can get it done at crucial moments in the game. And at crucial moments in series, they can get it done. So I can't bet against them. As much as I would want to, as much as I try, I can't bet against them. We're talking about a group in Klay, Steph, and Dre, which I've mentioned this to you before. They've been together longer than Jabbar, Worthy, and Magic. They've been together longer than Kobe and Shaq. They've been together longer than Jordan and Pippen. They've been together longer than the majority of these great dynasties. They weren't together longer than Bird, McHale, and Parrish, but they were better longer. No doubt about that. I mean, we're talking about a group that, when they're healthy, since the 2014-15 season, that's almost 8 years ago. When they're healthy, mind you, when they're healthy, they've been in the NBA Finals. So I like what I'm seeing from this group. I do. I like what I'm seeing from this group, just like I like what I saw from that Miami Heat team. Like I saw Miami Heat basketball. And I expect to see Miami Heat basketball again as I transition into Miami. I expect to see that again. No doubt about that. You know, I'm looking at a Miami Heat team that, you know, they pride themselves on defense to generate a lot of their offense. Their offense is very similar to Golden State, where it's a lot of ball movement, a lot of people moving. But they get a lot of their stuff in transition. I don't expect to see 40 again out of buckets. I doubt that, but I expect to see another gallant effort from him. I think Jason Tatum will be tougher in this game. It looked like Jimmy Buckets out-toughed him. And it almost looked like he surrendered. Like he still was out there, but it looked to me like Buckets almost beat him into submission. And I don't think that I'm going to see that again. I think Jason Tatum, I think he brings the fight to Jimmy. I think he brings the fight back to Jimmy because he understands who Jimmy Butler is. That he's that guy he's not going to stop. He's going to keep coming. That's who he is. And there's no question about that. So, I'm really looking forward to this Miami Heat game tonight. This Warriors series is going to be a good one, so I'm going to be around for as long as you guys want me to. But until then, take it light, but take it.